Shifting focus to the major political showdown that erupted in Parliament, this is over Centre's decision to replace the landmark rural employment scheme, the Manrega scheme, with the Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Grameen. From storming the well of the House in the Lok Sabha to staging protests in the premises outside, the opposition led by the Congress is up in arms. While the government tried to allay the fears, the opposition remained adamant with its contentions, calling this an attempt to erase Mahatma Gandhi's legacy. The opposition believes that the new move will shift the financial burden to state governments because initially Manrega had 100% funding from the centre. Now it's going to be a 60-40 ratio. The NDA government has maintained that the aim is to create a rather durable rural infrastructure and states need to do their part. The opposition feels that this would warrant unnecessary expenditure on new stationery, on new paperwork. The NDA says that the new law aligns more with socio-economic changes that India is undergoing. The opposition says this is an attempt to erase Mahatma Gandhi's legacy, that they want to take off Mahatma Gandhi's name from this flagship scheme. NDA says this is merely an attempt to incorporate other social security schemes as well. What's in a name after all is what they asked. But there is a need for policy revamp. This is not just about nomenclature. Here's what the UPA era states in reference to this rural employment scheme. There were several discrepancies, there were several misappropriation allegations that came to the fore, which is why many suggested that it was time to relook at this policy. In April 2011, the Supreme Court had drafted the union and the state governments, many of whom were under the Congress, noting that the disbursal of 33,500 crores out of a total fund of 42,500 crores for the year 2009-2010. The bench had raised serious doubts that the money was being diverted or misappropriated before it actually reached the people that it was intended to. Then in July 2011, a total of 2,250 complaints regarding irregularities were noted. This was irregularities in implementation of the scheme that was received by the government. Then 2 years later, in April 2013, out of 1.2 crore Manrega job cards in Madhya Pradesh alone, at least 53 lakh were reportedly fake. So where was all that money going? The same month, a CAG report showed that employment under the Manrega scheme had declined, while 128 crore was being misused and work worth a staggering 4,000 crores was incomplete. This was its review of the rural job scheme. So when there were discrepancies that have been highlighted time and again, should we not have a newer policy with better checks, with better accountability? That's the question we're asking here on Plain Speak. Who is it really, the government or the opposition, that seems to be weakening this fight?
हर योजना का नाम बदलने की जो सनक है ये समझ में नहीं आती है।
हम केवल महात्मा गांधी जी को मानते नहीं है, हम महात्मा गांधी जी की भी मानते हैं।
हम पॉलिसी के बदलाव के खिलाफ नहीं है। समय समय पे हर बिल को देखा चाहिए, सोचना चाहिए।
ये भाग जाएंगे, ये सुनेंगे ना फिर भाग जाएंगे, चर्चा का मांग करता फिर भागेंगे, ऐसा नहीं होता है।
देखो ये दीवानों ये काम मत करो, राम का नाम बदनाम मत करो। And in this particular case, it's a real.
Let's open this up. Dr. Kushal Kant Mishra is spokesperson of the BJP. Sujata Paul, spokesperson of the Congress, is with us. Avinash Paswan, spokesperson of the JDU. And political analyst who backs the TMC, Shabnam Dev, will be also with us. Sujata Paul, let me begin by asking you. There are several issues that have been raised by the opposition, including the Congress, both inside and outside the parliament today, that this essentially weakens the entire scheme and the motive of giving rural employment. But the government says that it was always weaker under the UPA. There was so much leakage, there was so much money that was being lost that we are revamping the policy.
How great is that? If you're revamping the policy, why do you have to change the name of the policy? First and foremost, this is an insult to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, because these people hate the ideas of Mahatma Gandhi. They hate the idea of empowering the poor, and that is the basic crux of the matter here. When you're talking about various things over here, one must not forget that there should have been prior consultation with the opposition parties, even if you wanted to introduce this bill to repeal Manrega. But they did not do that. Why? This is not a dictatorship. This is a democracy where you will have to take on board everybody who is in parliament because they are representatives of the people. However, having said that, one must not forget what the government is trying to do. It is trying to exercise centralized control over the whole program now. It is giving an option to the states to walk out of the scheme if they cannot bear that 40%. They are trying to demean the poor because when you have these normative allocations, people are definitely going to be out of it when the state governments are not going to be able to fulfill what comes, not just as a properly programmed scheme, but also when there's a sudden spike, like during Corona. When the pandemic hit us, there were many people who opted for the scheme. The basic problem here is that when the scheme actually allows the central government to fund it and also allows people who need jobs asking for jobs with the states not being able to refuse work to them, you are attacking those poor people who will ask you for work. Because this whole matter clearly shows that when you are talking about the name change, it will be a whole lot of burden, not just on the exchequer, but also removing the name of Mahatma Gandhi with the name of whom comes with the idea of inclusivity, with the idea of equity. Is it going to be there? Now, this 40% burden on the states, it's actually equal to about more than 55,000 crore combined for the states. Do you think everybody is going to be willing to bear this? That means it is clearly to disempower the poor, and that is why this is being done.
So you're disempowering the poor, Dr. Mishra, you're disempowering the state government, putting extra burden on them and giving them no power. That's the allegation that the Congress is making and the opposition as a whole seems to be making.
पूनम, सबसे पहले तो नाम की बात कर लेते हैं क्योंकि नाम पे पॉलिटिक्स हो रही है, उसके बाद काम पे आते हैं। नाम की पॉलिटिक्स कहते हैं 1980 में जब इंदिरा जी ने इस योजना को बनाया था तो उसका नाम था राष्ट्रीय ग्रामीण रोजगार योजना। उसके बाद राजीव गांधी जी जब आए थे उन्होंने इसका नाम रख दिया था जवाहर रोजगार योजना। उसके बाद 2004 में सोनिया मनमोहन की जब सरकार चल रही थी तो इसका नाम था नरेगा, नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी स्कीम। उसके बाद 2005 में मनरेगा कर दिया गया। तो क्या ये लोग जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी का अपमान चाहते थे जो उनका नाम बदला? तो नाम की पॉलिटिक्स तो ये रही। इसके अलावा अगर सिर्फ नाम की बात करते हैं तो पूरे देश में हजारों ऐसे योजनाएं हैं, मेरे पास पूरी लिस्ट है, बहुत सारे विश्वविद्यालय हैं, बहुत सारी योजनाएं हैं जिसमें गांधी जी का परसेंटेज लेस देन 10% है और 90% में ये एक फैमिली है। तो नाम की अगर जो बात करते हैं तो नाम का तो रिप्लाई मेरा ये रहा। अब काम की बात कर लेते हैं। मैम ने एक डेटा गलत बोला कि कोविड के बाद बहुत सारे लोगों ने एम्प्लॉयमेंट लेने की कोशिश किसके थ्रू। डेटा ये कहता है कि कोविड के बाद केवल 7.6% फैमिलीज ने 100 डेज का काम अपना पूरा किया, 7.6% फैमिलीज में। इसके अलावा अब बात आती है कि अपग्रेडेशन कैसे हुआ। अब ये देखिए कि अगर हम बात करते हैं कि जो विलेज पॉवर्टी इंडेक्स है, ग्रामीण बेरोजगारी दर, अगर हम बात करते हैं वो इनके जमाने में, या तो ये कहें कि जब से ये स्कीम शुरू हुई है तब से अगर मैं बात करता हूं तो उस समय थी 43%, 2012 में ये घट करके हुई है मेरे ख्याल से 36%, आज ये घट करके लेस देन 4% के आसपास आ गई है। ये विलेज अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट की बात मैं कर रहा हूं। ठीक, तो अगर कोई चीजें चेंज हो रही तो उसके हिसाब से हमें पॉलिसी चेंज करना पड़ेगा। प्रधानमंत्री जी थे हमारे राजीव गांधी जी, वो कहते थे कि हमारे देश में हम 1 रुपया भेजते हैं वो उसमें 15 पैसा पहुंचता था। आज हमारे यहाँ डीबीटी के थ्रू जो ट्रांसफर हो रहा है उससे बहुत सारी चीजें कम हुई हैं, लेकिन उसके बाद भी स्टेट का जो अभी का जो करंट डेटा है उसके अकॉर्डिंग करीब 2025 में ही 193.67 करोड़ का इसमें घपला हुआ है। 2025-26 का डेटा ये कहता है कि 23 स्टेट में वो जगह ही नहीं है जहां पे एम्प्लॉयमेंट दिया जा सके। तो हमें पॉलिसी का अपग्रेडेशन करना पड़ेगा डिपेंडिंग ऑन नीड्स।
बट मिश्रा जी ये सवाल उठाए जा रहे हैं कि पॉलिसी रिवैम्प करने के आड़ में आप सारा कंट्रोल ले रहे हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से, लेकिन उनसे 40% बर्डन शेयर करवा रहे हैं कि पैसे वो दे लेकिन कंट्रोल उनके पास ना रहे।
बिल्कुल, बहुत अच्छा सवाल है पूनम जी। अगर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट 23 स्टेट का आंकड़ा ये कहता है, वो हमारे स्टेट हो या आपके स्टेट हो, कोई भी स्टेट हो, 23 स्टेट का आंकड़ा ये करता है कि वहां पे घपले चल रहे हैं, वहां जगह ही नहीं है, वहां काम करने के लिए लोग ही नहीं है, इंटरेस्टेड ही नहीं, इंप्लॉयमेंट ही उनको नहीं दिया जा रहा है, और इंप्लॉयमेंट जितना भी दिया गया है उसका परसेंटेज बहुत कम है। तो उसमें अभी तो जो स्टेट घपला कर रहा है वो सब उसके ऊपर है। अब इसमें इस कानून के नए कानून के तहत ये एक प्रावधान डाला गया है कि अगर कोई स्टेट कंपलसरी इसको नहीं देगा, जब 15 दिन से ज्यादा अगर उसका टाइम बीत जाएगा, तो उसको उस मजदूर को बेरोजगारी भत्ता देना पड़ेगा, और वो भत्ता केवल स्टेट देगा। यानी कि आप शेयरिंग के साथ जब तक आप स्ट्रिक्ट नहीं करेंगे तब तक कुछ नहीं हुआ। और तीसरी चीज और आखिरी चीज मैं बोल करके बात खत्म करूंगा, एक सेंट्रल ग्रामीण रोजगार काउंसिल बनाने का डिसीजन लिया गया है। इसमें 5 केवल सरकारी लोग होंगे, जिसमें स्टेट और सेंटर दोनों के लोग होंगे, और बाकी 15 लोग पब्लिक के होंगे, पुअर बैकग्राउंड के होंगे, जो मजदूर संगठन होंगे उनके लोग होंगे। तो यहां पर पॉलिसी रिवैम्प हुआ है, जिसके बारे में कोई क्रिटिसिज्म ये नहीं कर सकते। हाँ, इन्हें नाम में समस्या हो सकती है, वो इनका काम है।
नाम में तो समस्या है ही, एंड शब्दम दे, as far as West Bengal is concerned, we've always had shadow boxing or fights between the TMC and the BJP at the center. The center has not been giving enough funds, especially as far as Manrega goes, to West Bengal. But now a lot of it will be in the state government's hand if the ratio is going to be 60-40. The state government can then decide how much fund they want to give where. Why is that a problem as well then?
Good evening, Poonam, and good evening to my all panelists. That what now spokesperson BJP has reiterated, I am just defending that it is the now not issue of employment under the name of replacing Mahatma Gandhi. It is in the guile of that democracy to be scuffled in the hands of BJP, and whole India will be under their control. And state government has nothing to do with, because federal structure has been destroyed by BJP, central government. Because by enacting this, not only replacing Mahatma Gandhi's name, but also enacting this act after implementation of new amendment, then whole system and issue for unemployment, state if not creating employment for the laborer who will be out of job, all are just lame excuses just to scuffle democracy and to start autocracy, just like Korea, it will start. And this is the whole plan game and plan scripted, systematic scripted by BJP, one after another, whether in Bengal, whether in anywhere. And why state will be giving so much contribution? What is central government doing with a lot of taxes collected from every nose and corner?
But states also collect taxes, ma'am. If that is the logic that's given, Shabnam, the states also collect taxes.
State collects taxes,
should states
but
not have
more
accountability
taxes,
then?
More contribution, larger part of taxes are being collected by BJP and looted by BJP, central now. And this federal structure is being destroyed in toto. And they are trying to establish autocracy, dictatorship, what my learned panelist has already, she has already agitated. That is the main, their mensria, that is their main intention. And that is going on.
Sure.
Poonam,
Sure.
Poonam,
Dr. Mishra, Dr. Mishra, I'll come.
एक छोटा सा रिप्लाई।
जी, 10 seconds. Avinash Paswan is also waiting. 10 seconds, sir.
नहीं, आप अविनाश जी को बोल दीजिए उसके बाद, क्योंकि मुझे थोड़ा सा टाइम चाहिए होगा। इनके फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर पे कुछ बोलना चाहूंगा।
Avinash Paswan, Bihar is one of the states that has major share as far as Manrega goes. Do you think that the new scheme that the government is going to bring will have any impact for the worse as far as the scheme goes, or as far as guarantee for rural employment goes? Because states get less power according to the opposition as far as this bill goes. That's one of the biggest problems that they have.
See, first of all, I would like to say that listening to the Congress spokesperson, I mean, the madam was saying that this is a centralized kind of control, But I would like to differ in that. Well, when there is a 100% stake of the state, that is centralization. Rather, here when there is a distribution of 60 to 40%, right? 60 is to 40 in the ratio. The intention behind making this distribution is that now the state can directly look after the quality of the work, and also can can be accountable for the kind of work that is being going on. Also, one of the provisions of the act also talks about the kind of nature of the work that will be taken under this particular scheme. There are four kind of work which is prescribed. One is water security, then core rural infrastructure, then livelihood related climate and disaster mitigation. So earlier, when Manrega, where there was no such thing as to what kind of work will be undertaken, where in this particular law there is a fixed kind of prescription by the law itself. It is a statutory mandatory that the work which will be undertaken under this particular law will be of this nature, and this will connect with the Viksit Gram Panchayat, and which will finally be connected to the Viksit Bharat. So we will have to understand the nature of the work. Also, there is no burden as such on the states, because right from the 2005, when the Finance Commission fund devolution share was 30 to 30.5%, today it is 41%, right? So the kind of devolution of the fund has also increased. So there is no question of burden on the states. Also, the states now can can ask the central government that the work will be done in this particular, and that is why this law is the opposition is basically making politics of the law rather than understanding the intention of the law. See, Mahatma Gandhi wanted a self stages, right? So if you see, there is a particular provision in the act which talks about the self-sufficient villages, meaning that all kind of work which will be done in the villages will create employment or also a better life for the villages, and that will finally be connected to the Viksit Bharat, which is the aim of the present government. And that is why I understand that this law is in a way given tribute to the real concept philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi ji, rather than making this mere politics, cheap politics of the changing of the name.
Sujata Paul, you seem to be disagreeing with a lot of things that both the BJP and the JDU have said.
I'll tell you why. I just heard the BJP spokesperson say that after pandemic, I'm talking about during the pandemic, and when Rajiv Gandhi ji said 15% reaches people, he said that is why I'm bringing Panchayati Raj, so that instead of 15%, 100% reaches people. Now coming to what he was talking about, Jawahar Rozgar Yojana, that's exactly what we are saying, that in the pre-2005 era, the schemes which are there, whether it was Jawahar Rozgar Yojana or employment assurance, they did not offer any kind of legal guarantee for a job. Here, the guarantee in Manrega was that if I ask for a job, you have to give it to me. You cannot say that you will not give it to me. There is no place for you. No, this was a right to labor, which was guaranteed by the Manrega. And as far as the legally mandated employment here, what is happening is that the states will have to notify 60 days in advance, annually, when no public work will be done. So what will happen at that time is there will be no jobs, and people will be forced to go into farmlands and work for others during the harvest season. That means you will not get a job which the government is guaranteeing to you. And also one very important thing, this is an assault on the representation of the SCs, the ST, the OBC, the minorities, and even women, because unlike Manrega, the bill has removed the mandatory representation of women, SCs, STs, OBCs, minorities. And what is being said here is that the state can decide on it. Whereas when this part was centralized, then the control
So then, Dr. Mishra, last 30 seconds, please. I'm completely out of time. Dr. Mishra, then is the government, the BJP, willing that if there are certain changes that have to be made, getting on board all stakeholders, including the opposition, then the government is open to do that?
पूनम, पहले तो ये जो हमारी दोस्त ने कहा कि महिलाओं की भागीदारी कम हुई है, तो मैं जो स्टैंडर्ड जो हमारे पास डेटा अवेलेबल है उसके अकॉर्डिंग इनके समय में 2012 के पहले जो डेटा था उसमें महिलाओं की भागीदारी 4.8% थी, जो आज बढ़कर 56% हो गई। प्लीज मत बोलिए। अरे मैडम, मैं आपके बीच में नहीं बोला, प्लीज, मैं आपके बीच में बोला ही नहीं। अरे भाई प्लीज प्लीज, तो ये कोई तरीका नहीं हुआ। सुजाता जी प्लीज, अगर आप गलत आंकड़े बताएंगे तो मुझे बोलना पड़ेगा। और इन्होंने कहा जवाहरलाल नेहरू के नाम।
Clearly this fight between the opposition and the treasury benches, both inside the parliament and outside, between the Congress-led opposition and the BJP-led NDA will continue, and we'll keep a track of that. But I have to leave it there. I thank you all for joining us here on this edition of Plain Speak.